Chapter 1. The Prelude. In the late 1930s, tensions between China and Japan escalated into full-scale war. The Japanese Imperial Army invaded China, leaving the Chinese nationalists struggling to resist the powerful Japanese military machine. Desperate for assistance, China turned to the United States for help. However, the United States, though sympathetic to China's plight, was not yet officially involved in World War II. Chapter 2. Claire Lee Chennault. Enter Claire Lee Chennault, a retired U.S. Army Air Corps officer and an aviation enthusiast. Chennault was well aware of the dire situation in China and believed that the Chinese could resist the Japanese more effectively if they had skilled American pilots and modern aircraft. He began advocating for the formation of a volunteer air squadron to aid China. Chapter 3. The Birth of the Flying Tigers. Chennault's persistence paid off. In April 1941, the U.S. government, under President Franklin D. Roosevelt, authorized the creation of the American Volunteer Group, AVG, better known as the Flying Tigers. Comprising experienced pilots and ground crew, this group was to operate under Chinese command, but with American leadership. Chapter 4. Flying Tigers in Action. The Flying Tigers received their iconic shark-faced P-40 fighter planes and were sent to the front lines in Burma and China. From December 1941, they engaged in intense combat against the Japanese, scoring remarkable victories despite being heavily outnumbered. Their distinctive paint schemes and successful tactics made them legendary. Chapter 5. Raising the Stakes. As the war in the Pacific escalated, the Flying Tigers' efforts became increasingly significant. Their victories provided a much-needed morale boost for both China and the United States. However, their contract with the Chinese government was set to expire in mid-1942, and Chenault lobbied tirelessly for its renewal. Chapter 6. Becoming Official. In July 1942, the American Volunteer Group was officially disbanded, and the 23rd Fighter Group of the U.S. Army Air Forces, USAAF, took its place. While many of the original Flying Tigers continued to serve, they now did so as part of the U.S. military. Their legacy and tactics lived on within the 23rd Fighter Group. Chapter 7. The Legacy. The Flying Tigers' impact on the war effort was immeasurable. They helped to slow the Japanese advance in China, protect supply lines, and gain valuable combat experience for American pilots. They also inspired patriotism back home, with their exploits widely reported in the American press. Chapter 8. The aftermath. World War II eventually came to an end in 1945, with Japan's surrender. Claire Lee Chennault, the visionary behind the Flying Tigers, continued to play a role in aviation and security affairs. The legacy of the Flying Tigers remained as a symbol of heroism, sacrifice, and international cooperation during a time of great turmoil. Chapter 9. Honoring the Flying Tigers. To this day, the Flying Tigers are remembered and celebrated for their pivotal role in World War II. Their iconic shark-nosed P-40S and their daring exploits continue to capture the imagination of aviation enthusiasts and historians alike. Monuments, museums, and memorials stand as a testament to their bravery and contributions to history. The story of the Flying Tigers is one of determination, valor, and friendship between nations in a time of crisis. It stands as a reminder of the extraordinary achievements that can arise from ordinary individuals coming together to face extraordinary challenges.